You see, there's a common mistake that 97% of the new YouTubers actually make when starting out. And chances are you've been there too, or you're actually still right there. Let me know if this sounds familiar. You spend weeks coming up with the perfect video idea. You then spend hours scripting that video. You try to edit every single frame of that masterpiece. You've poured your heart into it. You're finally ready to get it uploaded. You publish it, and the video gets free views. If that story sounds familiar, don't worry, because you're definitely not the only one. The reason I say that is because obviously I've been there myself, and this is the harsh reality for thousands of small YouTubers out there. And let me give you the reason why you're stuck, which is actually very simple. So YouTube's goal is to maximize the time that viewers spend on the platform watching videos so that it can show those viewers more advertisements so that YouTube makes more money. That's how their business works. Now, to do that, they have created the YouTube algorithm, which can figure out on itself which videos to recommend to which viewer. And they base this off on which videos they think will engage that viewer and have that viewer stuck on YouTube for the longest amount of time. And that is exactly where we run into the big problem. So to maximize the chances of engaging the viewer, the algorithm will favor channels that already have a proven track record of high engagement. This creates a catch-22 moment for new creators because you need to get views to get recommended, and you need to get recommended to get views. And so with over 500 hours of content uploaded to YouTube every single minute, standing out and getting seen, especially as a small creator, is getting harder and harder by the day. But what if I told you that there was a way to bypass all of that competition and get your videos in front of eager viewers quite easily? What if there was indeed a strategy that could help you cut through the noise and help you to start getting more and more views on YouTube, even as a small creator, or especially as a small creator, I should say. I'm about to share the exact strategy that has allowed me to grow 4 channels to over 100,000 subscribers each within various niches in the last 5 years. And all of this comes down to one core principle: keyword-based ranking. With keyword-based ranking, instead of waiting for YouTube to recommend your videos, you position your videos directly in front of your viewers, who are then eager to click on it and watch it all the way through. And the reason for that is because there's already a ton of people searching for the content you're making. All you have to do is make sure that you actually show up in front of them. As you then start ranking for more and more videos, YouTube will start seeing your channel as an authority in that niche. This will also help future videos perform better and just fuel overall channel growth. And so let me now show you what I like to call the YouTube visibility triangle, because there's 3 steps that you need to complete in order to get your videos to show up for a ton of search phrases in your niche, which will get you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views on your channel. Starting with step number 1 of the triangle, which is the base. This is the first and probably most important step of this process, because if you don't get this right, everything else will fall flat. And so the main idea behind this step, which I'll actually show you in a bit, is to find the perfect keywords that will help your content get in front of your target audience. Now, this needs to be a keyword that, first of all, you can actually make a good video about, many people actually search for so that you can get a lot of views and grow your channel, and most importantly, you have to be able to rank for that search phrase so that your video can show up and people can find it easily when they search for that. And so, first things first, you need the right tool for the job. Now, for the last 5 years, I've been using vidIQ. It's what I use for all of my keyword research on YouTube, and it's what allows me to rank high in the search results all the time. For example, search for make money on YouTube, I show up. Search for AI video generator, I show up. Search for how to rank on YouTube, I show up. You get the point. So vidIQ has a keyword research tool specifically made for YouTube. This is what it looks like. So I want you to go right here on vidIQ, and then what I want you to do first is to search for a broad term in your niche. Now, to show you an example, let's say that I've got a channel about investing. Here's what I do first, and when I say investing, just insert your own niche. I will start off by searching for the broadest term in my niche, which in itself is investing. So I'm going to search for that. Now, right now, you'll see a lot of keywords and scores and colors appear on the screen. Now, one of my unpopular opinions is that all of this stuff doesn't really matter and it's not even that great. Instead, here's what I want you to do. You should click on matching terms. This is an amazing feature by vidIQ that allows you to quickly find a bunch of other keywords that include the initial keyword that you search for in it. And so when searching for investing and then clicking on matching terms, we're going to find a ton more keywords that are even more specific that still include investing in that new keyword. And so scrolling through, this will already give you a list of hundreds of search phrases that people actually search for. Because vidIQ takes this data from the YouTube search bar, and the YouTube search bar shows search predictions, which means that when they show up, that is stuff that people actually search for. Otherwise, YouTube wouldn't show it as a prediction. And so all of this is very reliable data and shows us what people are indeed searching for on the YouTube platform. And so what you can do now is scroll through this list and find something that is of interest to you. For me, if I look at this list, I'm going to click on ETF investing, which is actually something that I do myself, so that could be a good topic. When you click on a new keyword that was shown in this list, vidIQ will now go back to the Overview tab and show you the stats for that keyword. Once again, you want to ignore that and click on Matching Terms again. This will now give me a full list of keywords that people search for, including ETF investing. And so I hope you can see that once you start exploring the matching terms on new keywords, you can go from a very broad term all the way down to very specific search phrases that people search for, which is exactly what you need as a small creator. And so now you want to scroll through the list once again to find something that is of interest to you. For me, when I'm looking through this list, ETF investing for beginners actually is an interesting keyword. I actually have an ETF portfolio myself, and so I could make a good video about this. And so I'll click on this, and then what I'll do next is I'll copy the keyword. So everything that I've just shown you is just about generating ideas for your next video. The next step would be to qualify the keyword as a good or a bad keyword. And so for that, first of all, you want to copy it, and then you want to open up YouTube and search for it. Once you have searched up the keyword that you found, you want to open up all of the high-ranking videos in a brand new tab, just like I'm doing right now. Once you've done that, the first thing you need to do is to figure out if there's general interest in this topic, as well as search volume. Now, the controversial way I actually do this is not by looking at the search volume that shows up on vidIQ, but by opening up all the high-ranking videos in a new tab, and then I check how many views per hour these videos are currently getting. Because if I look at this from a logical perspective, the videos that show up number 1, 2, and 3 for a specific search phrase should be getting a decent amount of views if people actually search for the search phrase that I've just searched for. And so when you open up all of these videos, with vidIQ's extension, you can see the historical data graph, which is the performance of this video since it was uploaded until now, as well as the views per hour that this video is still getting. So this video is still getting 5.3 views per hour, and it was uploaded in April 2021. The second ranking video is getting 2 views per hour and was uploaded in August 2022. The third ranking video is at 10 views per hour, and the fourth one is at 39 views per hour. And so this will give you an indication as to how many people are still searching for that keyword. And so the historical data graph from vidIQ will help save us from making a big mistake. And that's a mistake that a lot of small creators make, which actually keeps them from getting a bunch of views on their new videos. Because look at this. Let's say that I found a keyword, how to change font on TikTok. I could take a look at this video without showing you the historical graph, and you could think, okay, 237,000 views, that must be a great topic, which is exactly what this channel thought, and so they made that video about that keyword, and they only got 700 views. And the reason for that is that they did not look at the historical data graph, and if we do, we can see that after the initial period, this topic actually became a lot less popular. And so that channel made a video about the exact same keyword, yet they barely got any views, which is the mistake a lot of people make. They find a keyword and see it do well on someone's channel, and then they just copy it, and that's all they look at. And so please never do that. Now, to get the historical data to show up on any YouTube video, you do indeed need a vidIQ account. All you need to do for that is just add the vidIQ browser extension, which you can easily do through the Chrome store, or I'll leave a link for you in the description down below. Now, the extension itself works with the free version of vidIQ. However, you do need a paid account to get the historical data to show up. And for that, I'll leave my personal link in the description down below, which allows you to try vidIQ's best plan for just $1 for the first 30 days, which is the best deal available. Now, having said all of that, let me now show you how I analyze results for a keyword. And so the first thing that I want to make sure is that these videos are still getting views. And so 5 views per hour, 2 views per hour, 10 views per hour, and then 40 views per hour is somewhat of a decent number. So if we analyze that for our keyword, which by the way, when you're doing that, make sure that you do the following. Sometimes there are videos that show up that are slightly unrelated to the search phrase that you made. So here I search for ETF investing for beginners. And so when analyzing the videos that rank high, I want to confirm that it does indeed have those keywords in the title, which for this video, how to invest in ETFs, step-by-step for beginners, is pretty much the case. For the second one, how I pick my ETFs, investing for beginners, that is also the case. Free ETFs I would buy as a beginner is still somewhat related. And so all of these videos are related to what I search for, which means that I can use the data as reliable data for that keyword. For example, if this video from Ali Abdal ranked number 1, I could analyze this, see 206 views per hour, and think that there's a ton of people searching for this. However, his title doesn't even include ETF investing. And so this is not a relevant result, and so that makes it not reliable to use for researching my keyword about ETF investing for beginners. And so these videos get 5 views per hour, 2 views, 10 views, and around 40 views. Which brings up the following question: what is a good amount of views per hour to look for? Now, if I'm totally honest, which I cover more in detail in the exclusive masterclass, this really depends on where you're at in your creator journey. For example, I've got 160,000 subscribers. Getting 5 views per hour on a video that ranks number 1 doesn't really excite me anymore, and it doesn't keep me growing. So I, as of right now, need to shoot for much larger keywords. However, if you're in your beginning period, then getting 5 views per hour on a video for months to come is actually a very decent result. And so I want you to base this off the following question. When looking at the top ranking videos and the amount of views per hour that they are getting, would you be happy to get that as the result? If the answer is yes, you can continue. If the answer is no, then you want to look for a keyword that has more search volume. And so now knowing that there is indeed search volume on this keyword, we need to analyze if we've got a chance of ranking for this keyword. Now, the first and arguably most important thing to check for this is the competition on the keyword. And so competition is basically the size of channels that is currently ranking. And so the first and second result are from Joshua Mayo with over 800,000 subscribers, which is definitely a very large channel. The third channel has 215,000. Then we've got Joshua again. Then we've got 200,000, 92,000. And so it seems like that the competition on these keywords is quite high because very large channels are currently ranking. And so that's not a great sign. Preferably, you would find channels, very small channels, ranking high for the keyword that you search for, as that shows you that even as a small channel, it is indeed possible to rank for that keyword. However, that is not the most important thing though. There's one final thing, and this is actually the most important one, that I like to call the matching keyword factor that will decide if you can still rank high in the search results. And the matching keyword factor basically means, are they using the exact keyword, so the exact thing that people search for, in their title? Because as I told you before, and this is really the secret to me ranking thousands of videos over the years, YouTube wants to show you, the viewer, the most relevant result that they'll like the most. This means that if no one else is using the exact search phrase in their title, and you do indeed use the entire search phrase in your title, you can instantly become the most relevant result, making you rank very, very high, if not number 1, most of the time, for whenever it is that someone searches for that keyword. And the way you analyze that is by copying your keyword, clicking Ctrl F, and then searching for the keyword. And then that will show you a number of results on this page, which for me is 7. So preferably, this would show 1, which would be used searching for the keyword itself, which means there's no one else that is using that search phrase in their video data, allowing you a perfect chance to rank number 1. And so searching for this, going through the 7 results, they don't actually show up in any of the titles. And so that would leave a perfect chance for us to make that video include the specific search phrase in our title, and because of that, rank very high, if not number 1, quite fast, especially as a small channel. So I myself just searched for a how to delete Facebook page. The number 1 ranking video is from someone that doesn't indeed include that specific search phrase in their title. In fact, it is basically their whole title, how to delete Facebook page. And so that is what makes it a relevant result and allows it to show up high in the results, and in this case, number 1. If I scroll through this list, you'll also find a couple other slightly related videos, like this one for example, how to delete Facebook page on desktop. Now this, as of right now, is showing up lower because I didn't search for on desktop, and so this is not a 100% relevant result to my search phrase. However, if I now add on desktop in here and I search for it, this video will most likely show up number 1, or at least a lot higher than it does now, because the title, the video itself, matches my search phrase a lot better. And so I'm gonna click search. I have not checked this before, so this could be a major letdown, but I'm hoping that my prediction, luckily, there we go, is indeed right, which proves that what I'm sharing with you is actually how it works. But you can try this yourself if you don't believe me, and you'll see that it works. And so once you've done all of that, you should have now confirmed that, first of all, there is search traffic, the competition is not too high, and most importantly, there's no matching keyword factor. Now, once you've done that, as a final check on this step, you want to ask yourself a couple of questions. First of all, does this keyword align with your channel's strategy and audience? And then second, can you create content that is as good or better than what is currently already ranking? If the answer to this question is yes, you can move over to step number 2, expansion. If not, then you simply want to repeat this keyword process again. And so step 2, expansion. From step 1, you should already have a solid base, or in other words, a solid understanding of what your audience wants. Now, it is time to deliver on those expectations. Because a good keyword is great, but if your video sucks, that video is not going to stay on top for long. You can start by studying the top ranking videos for the keyword that you've chosen. You want to look at what they're doing well and identify what's missing so that you can fill the gap. Now, a great way to do this is by looking at the comment section. This is a literal goldmine that has all the insights that you need because viewers are expressing their pain points or irritations in regards to the video that is already ranking. And so you can use this feedback to create a better video than the currently ranking one. And so on Joshua's video, there's this comment about a guy not knowing anything about investing, him mentioning bonds, which he doesn't even know what it is, and a lot more feedback. And so I can take this and then implement it in my own video. And so apart from just doing that keyword research, your goal should be to become the best resource for your chosen video topic. And one of the key parts for this process is the script of your video, especially the intro and the first 30 seconds that follow. In the intro, you need to reassure the viewer that this is indeed the video that they need, that they would like to watch. And so for my video, here's an example of what my intro could look like. All of this reassures the viewer that this video will indeed show them what they're looking for, making it worth their time, which will keep them watching the video. For the rest of the script, what I always do myself is just have a clear outline about the things that I want to talk about without wasting the viewer's time. Now, the only step left from there is the editing. Your videos don't need to be over-edited, but overall, you just want to make sure that it's good, easy to follow along, and looks visually pleasing. Which brings us to the final step of this process, which is called the apex, and it represents the peak of the YouTube triangle. So once you've done all of the previous mentioned things correctly, the only step left is actually uploading your video, and when doing that, you need to apply the correct SEO. Now for starters, and most importantly, you want to make sure that you use the exact keyword in your title. For example, for our video, we could do something like this: ETF investing for beginners 2024, or ETF investing for beginners full step-by-step guide. This will help both the viewers as well as YouTube understand quickly what our video is about. Next up, you want to place your keywords at the beginning of your description. So what I always do is I simply paste my title at the top of my description. From there, I hit space, and then I want to include a couple of related keywords to the keyword that I want to rank for in my description in a way that feels natural. There's a lot of people will just, like spam those keywords. I'm not a big fan of that. Instead of that, I open back up vidIQ, I click on related keywords, and this will show me a bunch of related things that people also search for. And so I try to include the most relevant ones in a natural way in my description. So as an example, I could include ETF investing, investing for beginners, and stock market as other related keywords in my description, which then could make my description look something like this. Looking to get started with ETF investing? In this video, we'll break down ETF investing for beginners, covering everything you need to know to begin your journey in the stock market. We'll explain what ETFs are, how they work, and why they're a great option for those new to investing for beginners. And so this is just a natural description while still including a bunch of related keywords, which does two things. First of all, it gives an idea to your viewer what the video is about in case they read your description. And second of all, it gives YouTube an idea what your video is about, and they might rank it and show it as a relevant result for whenever it is that people search for those related keywords that you decided to put into your description. And then finally, we've got the video tags. Now, personally, I don't sweat this step too much as I don't think that tags really affect the video's performance, which YouTube even says themselves. And so what I do instead is I go to this website called rapidtags.io. I then paste in the keyword that I want to rank for. I click generate, and that's going to give me a bunch of options to use as the tags. I simply copy that, I paste it into my video, and that is all I do. And with all of that, your video is now ready to be published and ranked #1 on YouTube. Now remember, I'll leave my personal link in the description down below, which will allow you to use the best plan of vidIQ for just $1 in the first month. So $1, first 30 days, totally risk-free. I'll see you there.